Go to Jay, who's called in from London. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, Sheetal.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good stuff. So, do you believe he had a right to say what he did?
Yes, I mean, I can see where he's coming from when he says, first of all, I think no religion has got the right to say, that other religions are satanic.
No religion has the right to say that.
Yeah, no religion. But the thing is, the irony is that, in the Islamic faith, it actually says, it's actually written, that non-believers are going to hell. It says, if it's actually saying
we're talking about the Christian pastor who said Islam is heathen, Islam is satanic, Islam is a doctrine spawned in hell. He also said, and I quote again, people say there are good Muslims in Britain. That may be so, but I don't trust them. Do you think he had a right to say that?
Well, in a way, I can see where he's coming from. Because if it says in the Quran that, don't trust non-Muslims, non-Muslims believe or worship, if you don't believe in Allah, then you might as well be worshipping.
It also says in the Quran, live amongst your neighbours and people of all faiths happily and peacefully.
Yeah, but that's the contradiction. I mean, one side.
Well, you can't just take one and not take the other then, can you?
Yeah, but it says that, but at the same time, it also says, if a non-Muslim, you should not trust a non-Muslim. So,
yeah, and it also says you should be able to live amongst the people or whatever country you live in, even if it isn't an Islamic country, and live peacefully.
Yeah, but I mean...
Kind of dismisses your argument a little bit if you're saying that it contradicts each other. You can't just take one from one book and not the other thing from one book.
On one point, it says, live with non-Muslims. On the other side, it says... don't mix.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Let's not just talk about what's in the Quran. You've called up to talk about whether the pastor should have freedom of speech. If he said that, for example, about Hinduism or Sikhism, do you think you would still be defending his right to say that? In the Sikh religion and the Hindu religion, there's nothing written that says anything about negative about non-Sikhs or Hindus. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because somebody could still have the right to say whatever they want to say about Hinduism or Sikhism. That's the whole point of freedom of speech, isn't it?
That's my whole point. I can understand him saying this because, if he says don't trust Muslims, that's because he's saying that because in the Quran it says...
Well, he didn't justify why he said it. He didn't justify why he said it, so I don't think you can draw from what he said, from that quote, why he said what he said.
What I'm trying to say is, how can you trust another person where their religion is saying all these negative, it gives negativity about non-Muslims, so it's difficult. I can see where he's saying don't trust them.
All right, Jay. Thank you very much for calling us today. Really appreciate your time with us. 08459 440 445.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.